Hello, welcome to the Outlaw Diaries. I'm not Emma, I'm Malcolm, I'm the other one. I know, it's a bit of a shock, I know. We are now about 2 weeks after the launch of Character Limit on Steam. Character Limit being the fast-paced word game which requires you to not fill the rack, which is a basic common rule here, quite frankly. It took an entire year to get that out. And quite frankly, I have to thank Emma for pushing me to get the game finished by inserting a little period of crunch towards the end of things. She's right. It should have been released by now, quite frankly. But it's been a game that's been worked on in my off periods, late at night for a few hours every so often. So over the course of a year, it's like a couple of months of real development work. But it's live, and that's the main thing. And after initial launch, we did put up a second version with a patch in it so that broken things were not broken anymore. Because, things ship with bugs occasionally. But with it out, what can we share about the sales? They're not stratospheric. I do not have a Ferrari, and I probably won't for, well, many years. But we have managed to get some sales, which is reassuring. It is not great in terms of general success sales. Usually you'd expect thousands and thousands of games to be sold for it to be a massive success, and we have not done that. We've only managed to get to mid double digits in terms of unit sales on Steam. And there's a couple of good reasons for that. First, we are not great at marketing. This is our first endeavor, so we are actively learning how to try and market the game and promote it and so on and so forth. And we managed to get some of that done, but certainly not to a level that would be considered really, really good or exceptional. I've done the thing of sending out a press release or two. I've done the thing of trying to contact influencers, but it's been very difficult to do so because I think it's because of a lack of confidence on my part, quite frankly. I'm looking at the game and I'm thinking, even though I've worked on it for a year and I'm proud of it, would Markiplier really play it? It's difficult. So I've been looking for people on YouTube and Twitch to send it to who are in the puzzle sort of category, because they're more likely to pick up this because it is a thinky game. It's a puzzle game. You're working on it like that. And I've been trying to contact those. I've got to do a lot more because I've only been targeting small ones so far because, confidence. I don't want to get knocked back. But we've really got to send off to these bigger ones and hope anyway. And that's what I'll be doing at some point this week and into next week and maybe the week after. The other thing that we're going to be doing as well is bringing it to mobile. We have planned all along to have an iOS and iPadOS release, and we are going to do that. We have builds here. We just have to do all the fleshing out of the stuff that we need to on the iOS side, including having an App Store listing, getting Game Center working with achievements and high scoreboards and so on and so forth, and to make sure the game runs without bugs on iOS, which is difficult. I have a selection of devices here to test with, but there's still more out there. And yeah, we've got to check as much as possible before release. We are aiming to get this out within August, in theory, partly because I know full well my day job is going to make things a lot harder when it comes to the end of August and September, because I'll be writing about whatever new iPhone Apple comes up with. So we do actually have a deadline on that. I get the feeling that we might get a few more sales on iPhone rather than Steam anyway, purely because of how the game is. It is made that it can easily be played on a mobile device. And it's because it's got that going for it, it should do a lot better on iPhone. I can't guarantee it, but it might do. We've also had some people asking about, can it go on Linux? I'm not experienced enough with Linux, but I'm trying. I've got an old computer that I'm going to set up with Linux and try and get that going on there. And if I can get a build going, then we'll have that as an option on Steam. Now the bulk of game development is over, we are now in a point where we can take a little bit of a break from it, because it took a lot out of me, quite frankly, before moving on to the next project. And last week, Emma said that she's working on her university thing, Threshold, which is an entire game that I can't really help out with because it's her university project and it's something that she needs to be doing. And I can't really contribute because, I'm not on the course. So what am I going to do with this time off then? We have other things we could be doing. We have other ideas. We'll see what we can do. At the end of the day, we've managed to release a game. It took a year. It was harder than I thought it would be. But we got there. We are now game developers. We have a score on the board finally. It may not be an earth-shatteringly great release. It may not be setting the sales records on fire. It may not have bought me a Lambo. But at least I can say we've got something out. And that's quite hard for people to do, quite frankly. I'm proud that we managed to get a release. Here's hoping it's not the last.